Hello there, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the podcast where we look at an upcoming event in the astrology and numerology to help us navigate the cosmic star code energies with the highest vibrational energy as is possible. And in this case, it's the Venus retrograde coming up. Always a big event for us. Venus is the planet that retrogrades the least amount of time. And this Venus retrograde begins July 22nd and goes through September 3rd. And all Venus retrogrades follow this gorgeous pattern where the cycle is repeated 5 times over a period of 8 years. So Venus goes retrograde in the same 5 signs approximately every 100 years. And this is the Venus star point pattern. So each Venus retrograde repetition is repeated 8 years later. So 8 years ago was the last time Venus was in Leo retrograding. In fact, it started in early Virgo and then went back into Leo, and that was in July 2015. So this is the same area of your chart. This retrograde begins at 28 degrees Leo, so very late Leo, and so a very similar area to 2015. So similar themes may run around your life as happened at that time. Though, of course, they are always different because the rest of the planets are in different locations in your chart. Now, this retrograde, as I said, begins on July 22nd, and that date in itself, 22, is the architect of peace number. So this is going to focus on peace, bringing peace in your life. And the whole date of 7/22/2023 adds up to 18, which is a number of rest, rejuvenation, endings. 18 reduces to 9, culminations, deep feelings, and taking a time out, focusing on health and healing. So there's a real sense of peace coming through surrender. Now, like I said, it begins in Leo. Venus will be at 28 degrees in Leo. And that number we're going to dive into in a bit. But first, what does Venus represent? Well, it represents relationships, love, financial flow, your values. So in a retrograde, old relationships, especially partners, may resurface in your life to give you closure or another opportunity to connect because something was unfinished. And in Leo, the sign of romance and fun and self-expression and being on the stage and shining your light, romance definitely favors a revisiting of a past connection, if that is something you need to do. So you're diving into what you value from the point of view of what lights you up. Leo rules the 5th house of entertainment, children, delight, spur of the moment decisions, and self-expression. It is the sign of stepping onto the stage of your life, being fearless, being royal, wearing the royal robes. So your feelings about financial flow, understanding the unconscious drivers that are fueling your decision-making process. Leo rules entertainment and shining your light, so you may want to wait to make big decisions, especially regarding upcoming performances or love, decisions about love, opportunities that give you a stage to either as an author, for example, or a platform, right? You want to wait to make big decisions about any of these matters until after the retrograde is completed on September 3rd. And like I said, Venus retrogrades are the most rarely recurring retrogrades of any planet. So they are special when they come around. And in this case, you are really being asked to look closely at allocating your energy regarding anything about how you feel regarding wealth, abundance, prosperity, whether you're living your life in accordance with your true values and how you engage in loving partnerships. And the way to experience any retrograde depends on how you've been applying the planets, in this case Venus's core symbolism up until now. So in Venus's case, look at what you've been focusing on recently regarding a particular person, if that's the case for you, the flow of wealth, the ebb and flow of wealth, the pleasure aspect of living your life with pleasure, with a sense of effortless flow, with everything that Venus represents is regarding this ease and effortlessness, and also your system of values. So Venus retrograde puts a strong emphasis on those aspects, your intimate relationships, love, beauty, money, and your values. So you're reevaluating those areas in your life, and you're getting strong feedback now with the retrograde about those areas in your life. And relationships to women, because Venus represents women, in general can deepen at this time, long, deep conversations. And one thing that you want to steer away from during Venus retrogrades are big financial commitments or investing in pricey items. It's best to wait to do that until Venus stations direct September 3rd. Now, Venus retrograde has the potential for healing all matters of love. And that's why often past relationships come back to be re-examined. So you're revisiting a past partnership, and even if you don't, there's a sense of Venus bringing love into your life. This sense of the yearning for love or the appreciation of what it is you would like in a relationship. Now, if it does bring back a past partner and you have unresolved feelings toward someone, it's the perfect time now to address those with that person. Over the next 7 weeks, between July 22nd and September 3rd, you're going to be given clear signs on what needs to be changed and what needs to be reassessed. And you'll begin to see everything regarding your love life from a new, fresh angle. And that perspective is really going to bring a lot of healing and purging energy. So go inwards and re-examine what you need to, what you feel called to. You'll get a clearer sense on things, including whether you feel inclined to commit to that relationship, to that lover. And if a good relationship is actually rekindled, then the partnership is actually going to go deeper this time around. It's going to be stronger than before. And when this is the case, it's a major sign that this person will be with you for a good long time. So over the next 7 weeks, really observe whether you are happy, whether you are at peace, and this is in general. Feel out whether you feel treasured in your life, whether you feel nurtured, valued. And remember, Venus always wants ease, abundance, beauty, pleasure to return to your life. Venus makes life feel good and effortless. And this planet is inviting you to acknowledge who and what makes you feel good and loved and valued. You're in this beautiful, safe period now where you can let your heart sing and really re-look at those things, especially if you've had them pass you by and you haven't focused on them. So Venus brings that much needed pleasure, that creativity, that joy during times of change, of great release, of purging. So one really exciting aspect regarding this Venus retrograde is the moment Venus stations on July 22nd, she will be in a trine to the North Node, which will have moved to 29 degrees in Aries, which is a critical degree. It's the final degree of Aries, and Aries represents the first sign. Now, what that means is the North Node recently retrograded out of Taurus, which is Venus's home sign, into Aries. And that would have happened a few days prior to Venus's going retrograde. So this is amazing because when you have a trine to Venus from the North Node, which represents our future and relationships of the future, there's a rebirth of love and beauty. There is a highly positive window to the future, which the North Node pointing north represents. So new energies are going to be explored through the frequencies of what Venus represents: beauty, love, abundance. And in this moment, you just feel totally free to explore any direction, right? It's just so exciting because when the North Node is part of any important moment for a planet, it signifies new beginnings, a new cycle. And, the North Node is going to be in Aries, the first sign of new beginnings, for a year and a half. So this is exciting. Aries represents courage, initiative. It is a fire sign. And the North Node is the future and new relationships. So you're going to have this amazing insight and this excitement about your life in general regarding all those wonderful subjects of beauty, love, and abundance. Now, also, the moment Venus stations retrograde, it's at 28 degrees in Leo. And I said we would come back to this number. 28 reduces to 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. And 1 plus 0 for 10 equals 1. And 1 is also the number of new beginnings. So 1 is fresh starts. It is you standing there in confidence with new aspirations, new directions, willing to embrace wonderful new experiences, new people. And the trine of Venus at 28 degrees in Leo to 29 degrees North Node in the fire sign of Aries, Leo also being a fire sign, is firing up new beginnings in the most fortunate way. This is truly a positive moment here during the year where the Leo romantic stand in the light of your sun Venus moment is being enhanced by the North Node in the first sign of Aries, which is truly cheering you on now, where you are basically noticing all those things that you may have cast aside, thinking that they're not important when they are the only thing that you need to focus on. So this is about forging new foundations, having joyful self-expression. Joy is a big key with this trine. Stepping into leadership, making courageous choices, trusting that you're divinely supported, having this sense of self-expression that is uninhibited, that is fired up, that is passionate. And you just basically trust that you're fully equipped to handle anything, right? This is Leo. This is the royal sign. So, 10 and 1, 28 degrees, 10 and 1 is instant manifestation. It is literally the love, light, God number. So when you need guidance, connect within to those intuitive prompts. You now know what to do. You're stepping into that moment with renewed clarity now, and this is giving you the confidence to do so. This is an awakening taking place in your heart. And Leo happens to govern physiologically the heart. So the love of Venus is literally connecting to your actual heart with this retrograde. And the whole retrograde is in Leo. Venus does not change signs. So this is very, very exciting. And you'll want to know more about Venus. Venus is such an amazing, amazing planet. And she represents everything that is happening on Earth right now. The rebalancing of the divine feminine with the sacred masculine, with her partner Mars, the integration of the divine feminine, and the 13 cycles of Venus, which are connected to the 5-pointed star. This is all important to know. And I have a free masterclass about Venus and Mars at venusmarscode.com. And in it, we go into the 5-pointed star of Venus, the 13 phases of Venus, the secret meaning of the letters V and M, so much more, all about the tremendous cosmic changes right now that are integrating for humanity regarding the balancing of the divine feminine and sacred masculine. This is not to be missed. Enjoy that free masterclass at venusmarscode.com. Have an incredible beginning of your Venus retrograde. May you enjoy it. May you be invigorated by the code. And I look forward to seeing you in next week's Star Codes podcast. Lots of love.